Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
It's been 50 years since a Sioux Falls woman mysteriously disappeared and has never been found. Ellabeth Lodermeyer was last seen March 6, 1974. She was reported missing the next day by her estranged husband, Gene Lodermeyer.
Gene, who passed away in 2013, was considered a person of interest in her disappearance, but was never charged. Now police are looking for any details related to Ellabeth's disappearance or any unusual habits or activity that Gene may have had in the past.
We're just hoping the 50-year anniversary of this case will maybe bring some more attention. Hopefully some tips will come in. We're just looking for any information, and this is one of those types of cases where really no piece of information is too small.
To read more on this case, check out this story right here on KELOLAND.com. A former daycare worker who pleaded guilty to sexual contact with children at daycares in both Lincoln and Minnehaha counties was back in court Thursday. Chris Pumi was sentenced to 25 years in prison in Lincoln County less than a year ago. Now he's being sentenced for another 25 years in prison for his Minnehaha County crimes.
New information was found during the sentencing that included one of the victims he met through CASA, where he used to volunteer. An organization helps kill kids who are abused and neglected. To learn more about the case, you can go to this story right here on KELOLAND.com. A Rapid City man charged in a 2022 shooting death has made his first court appearance in Pennington County. It comes weeks after he was arrested in Indiana.
Gregory Landers is charged with first-degree manslaughter in the death of 30-year-old A.C. Morrison. According to the jail website, Landers' bond is set at $50,000.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Another cool day, but going to warm up soon, Scott.
Oh, yes, it will. As we go through this weekend, we'll have warming temperatures. We'll have less wind, too, starting late today, going into tonight and tomorrow. In the meantime, today, will be a cool day or cold. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s in eastern KELOLAND. We'll go with numbers in the middle to upper 40s in central and western South Dakota. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Several animal rescue organizations in South Dakota are experiencing a higher than usual influx of animals, and some are even having to turn away new animals. The shelters say it's a nationwide crisis that isn't unique to South Dakota.
Adoptions, fostering, and community donations help the rescue facilities care for the animals that are already in their care and help accept new intakes. You'll hear from the local shelters on how they're handling the crisis in a KELOLAND.com original by Gracie Terrell. The Spirit cheer team can now put national champion on its resume.
The athletes traveled to Dallas, Texas for a cheer competition. The girls had 14 other teams in their division.
We attended NCAA All-Star Nationals, which is one of the biggest competitions you can attend in our sport. There's 40,000 athletes that will attend this competition, and that's from the U.S. as well as Canada.
Over the two-day competition, the girls managed to come out on top both days, securing their win. Their season is only half over, with 2 more competitions in the upcoming months. Only days after 35,000 people attended Pheasant Fest at the Premier Center, the venue is set to host the Summit League Basketball Championships.
Summit League staff spent Thursday morning moving into the Premier Center for the 5-day tournament, which tips off this afternoon. They're actually running ahead of schedule as the Premier Center finished installing the ice, insulation, and basketball court.
So far, so good. The court's down, so that was a big thing to get done last night. I think they were here overnight getting that done for us, so that being done is really going to excel our day and allow us to do a lot more than maybe we normally would, so we certainly appreciate that.
The Summit League Basketball Championships start this afternoon with the 8-9 play-in games. Kansas City and Omaha meet in the women's game at 4:30, followed by the Oral Roberts and South Dakota men at 7 o'clock.
Not to look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather update this morning. Well, you can see on the early morning radar picture, there has been snow across Nebraska, a little bit of Iowa, rain as well. So those talking points are there. But this system's not going to be a big weather maker for us here in KELOLAND. We're just getting some of those clouds initially off of that. And by and large, even those will tend to depart to the south as we go through the day today. And so the end result, more sunshine, and we're going to be at least in the lower to middle 40s for the vast majority of us, running from Aberdeen all the way south to the Nebraska border. The wind, too, is a little bit brisk, but it's March. We're going to expect those kind of things this time of year. Tonight, we're going to be a bit chilly, but we'll generally see lows in the lower 20s. And then for tomorrow, with abundant sunshine, high pressure moving right down eastern KELOLAND. One result of that could be some cooler numbers in Minnesota, northeast South Dakota. We might have to tug the mercury down closer to 40, but I think Sioux Falls still can make a run at least mid to upper 40s on Saturday. And then you got the 50-degree weather in western KELOLAND. And as we get into Sunday, we're just going to keep going up the temperature scale in the forecast. 42 today in Sioux Falls, 45 our high in Rapid City. Here's the 7-day forecast. And look at this. We get into Sunday, we're close to 60. Monday's forecast at 70, and then low to mid 60s Tuesday and Wednesday. We could see some moisture in the region by the end of the 7-day. Keep an eye on that. There's a system coming out of the southwest. It's kind of important to pick up a little moisture in March. So we'll see if we can at least see some showers with that. Aberdeen also a chance of some precipitation at the end of the cycle there of the weather. But in the short to medium range, it's just warming up. We go to 64 on Monday. I expect Monday will also be the peak warming day in Pierre at 67. And then as we bring in some clouds and chances of showers, things tend to go back a little bit Wednesday, Thursday. Rapid City in the west also looking at highs 56 tomorrow, but 61 on Sunday. Check out more details online at KELOLAND.com.